So Jordan Peterson has now come out and endorsed a presidential candidate. And oh boy, is this interesting for a number of reasons. So he says a Pence presidency would restore some normalcy. That could be a relief. And he tags Mike Pence, probably looking for brownie points or the retweet. And he's responding to the Epoch, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Times. Former Vice President Mike Pence took the stage to define himself as a principled leader who has the experience and character to dig the country out of domestic difficulties and reestablish it as the champion of freedom on the world stage. Let me explain something to you guys. Nobody has been a bigger opponent of freedom than Mike Pence. Mike Pence's entire political ideology is hating freedom. Why do I say that? This man is a theocratic authoritarian. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is his ideology 101. You know who he credits his career to? Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh. You know what Mike Pence is? He's what we call an arch conservative, an extreme conservative. What are his positions? Do we even need to go through them? This is a man who wants to ban abortion from the moment of conception. The moment of conception. As soon as you're done having sex, there's a third person in that room. And you're not allowed to take a morning after pill. You're not allowed 2 weeks in to take an abortion pill. You're not allowed to have free choice over your own body, even when you're talking about a gamete or a zygote. Never mind. We're not even talking about late term right now. We're not having the conversation about late term. We're talking about a pile of goo. And he intervenes and says, hell no, not on my watch. He would compare that to genocide. He would compare taking a pill, the morning after pill, to genocide. This is who we're talking about. This is a guy who's against gay marriage, deeply, deeply anti-freedom. This is a guy who's never met a war he didn't like. He's the neocon's neocon. He's in favor of the war in Iraq. He's in favor of the war in Afghanistan. He's in favor of bombing indiscriminately. He was in favor of staying in Afghanistan, even though we've been there for 20 years and have dick to show for it, except corruption and military-industrial complex greed and war profiteering. This is a guy whose whole campaign right now is all about cutting Social Security and Medicare. One of the main thrusts, one of the main reasons why he's running is he wants to take money away from your grandma and your grandpa. He thinks they're living a little too luxurious with their $25,000 a year or whatever the hell it is. He wants to take away healthcare from old people. He wants to privatize Medicare. That's what he wants to do. And Jordan Peterson endorsed him. Jordan Peterson. This is a guy for years who played coy about his own political beliefs. That's what he did. You know, it was very like, oh, I wouldn't really consider myself a conservative. Or maybe I'm like an old school liberal. There is not an ounce of liberalism in Mike Pence's entire body. Not an ounce. This is a guy who has questioned evolution. That's who we're talking about. And like I said, he's an arch-conservative, he's an authoritarian, and his politics today are quite literally anti-freedom. He wants to control people's bodies. On social issues, he's as strict as it gets. In favor of the drug war, against a woman making a choice, even at the very, very early beginning stages, against gay marriage. It doesn't get more anti-freedom than him. So this is, I mean, look, it's already been the case for a while. Dr. Jordan Peterson has made his full heel turn, but let's be clear. The Dr. Jordan Peterson of old, the guy who's just the motivation guy, the self-help guy, the guy who brings together practical advice with psychological schools of thought, as he's done in the past, that guy's no longer there. No. Ever since he joined with the Daily Wire, he's gone all in on, call it what it is, like I said, extreme conservatism, arch conservatism, imperialist foreign policy, controlling individuals here at home, and embracing a ruthless, vicious, unfettered, laissez-faire capitalist system, which is a dog-eat-dog world and destroys the social safety net. So, look, I'm a fair dude. If you come as advertised, I'll give you credit. I might not agree with you, but you're upfront, you're honest, right? Ron Paul, perfect example. I respect Ron Paul. He never played hide the ball with his beliefs. He was upfront the entire time. Now, I might agree with him on a bunch of social issues because he's pro-freedom on a bunch of social issues. I disagree with him totally on economic issues. We might have some agreement on foreign policy because he leans anti-interventionist. But this is a guy, you know where he's coming from. He's consistent. I respect it. This is the exact opposite from Jordan Peterson. If you support Mike Pence, there's not an ounce of liberalism in your body. You're an arch conservative just like him. You don't even have the veil of seriousness arguments that you could make about Trump. Like Trump 2015, 2016 sounded a little populist on the campaign trail. Not going to cut Medicare, not going to cut Medicaid, not going to cut Social Security, going to protect your jobs, not outsource them. He had some things that his people could point to say, he's not a standard Republican. He's bucking the system a little bit. He's economically populist, certainly more so than other Republicans. He's no Mitt Romney conservative. He's no George W. Bush conservative. Now, ultimately, when he governed, he largely is, with some minor disagreements around the edges. But Mike Pence, he doesn't even have that. He doesn't even have the, well, maybe plausible deniability. No. Normalcy to the White House, oh please. What normalcy are you talking about? Continuing endless wars as far as the eye can see? Doing more tax cuts for the rich? Deregulating Wall Street more? Please. So there you have it. Jordan Peterson has made his choice, and it is very, very telling. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.